Heck. I almost forgot we took a week off, to be honest.
I did not forget. The week before classes is one of the most hectic things on the planet.
You feeling that too, Richard?
Yeah, now that I've got 2 different schools starting up at basically the same time, yeah, it's been kind of crazy.
No.
I know somebody who also teaches, and school she's working at accepted a larger number of kids than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And her class size is about 35.
Damn. That's over half the size of my whole school. Yeah.
And, a lot of places like to keep to like 15. So it's at least around here. So yeah, it's anyways. So yeah, we had a week off. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Richard.
I was just going to say my grad school class has only 4 people in it.
Too many.
Too many. Last semester was only 2 people. Now it's 4.
Whoa!
Sounds like 3 too many. You got to Highlander that.
Yep. Anyway, sorry, you were gonna say.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say we had the week off. Who would like to jump in with the recap? I'll have my notes pulled up too in case I need to fill in any gaps.
Well, we landed last week. We couldn't check into our hotel right away, so we had to kind of wander around Paris for a while. And then we went over to the Eiffel Tower, so it was pretty exciting. It lives up to the hype, I will say.
And I think Brian and I crossed the Atlantic around the same time. We kind of high-fived on the way.
Sky 5?
Yeah. There you go, we Sky 5. That's the name of last week's episode. Sky 5.
Sky 5.
Nice. You guys started the last episode with fighting that Rakshasa who stole the painting.
Gosh, I guess that is what we did.
That is what you started.
we rolled up on a homeless man, and we beat him up and we took his painting, but we didn't kill him. So
when you put it that way,
we are heroes.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say.
The city.
We spared his life. And only took his painting. Though I guess he left all of his stuff, so maybe he went back to get the rest of his stuff. Yeah, we got the painting. We experimented with it for a while. We discovered, I wouldn't say fast travel, but slow travel, long resting, which was kind of cool. We got back. Henry had a not moment with her dad.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
Yep. Then we got back. We turned in the painting quest, and then I think we turned in the missing dagger quest, and we got blessed for it or something.
Yes.
And as a second, our first date rather, with the drow chick. So things are looking good there. And then we went and got salty. We went up in a cave and we found some salt for guns, and we killed a boar, and then I think we cooked the boar.
Some butterflies too.
And some butterflies.
I don't think
We
you
didn't
actually
cook the butterflies.
killed a butterfly. I think you scared some off. Lefty ate a boar, squealing boar that was still kicking.
Yep. We also learned that the painting, the Rakshasa painting specifically, was a painting of a real life place that was actually a portal. And there's a theory, I have a theory that it's where the Rakshasa come from their mother plane. And we know where it is on the map because Dalton, I think.
Good rolls.
Is
Yeah.
it Dalton?
I think so.
Was his history major?
Yeah, near Red Graham.
And we met the mayor, who is very, very superficial and bases people's skills and abilities based on appearance alone.
Yes, he was super into Rolo. Please fight in my pits.
Yeah.
That's not a euphemism.
I mean, you wouldn't know. He was really into Rolo.
He was really into Rolo.
I did go pretty hard on that.
He only talked to Rolo. He's like, hey man, hey, you specifically.
He literally did a few
big guy.
kind of moves to other people.
We're all armed to the teeth. And it's nah, that one, the tall one.
Literally just picked the biggest dude and only talked to him.
Yeah. He did also take to 8-9's idea of a ranged competition as well.
To be fair, that's not what 8-9 asked about, but it's where he arrived at.
Yes.
I
sorry.
think those are the only other two things that I think were worth mentioning.
Yeah, that's. Oh, and one other thing. Azov did a little, like, oh, what's this? You're trying to sell your soul, Mister Masochistic Cult Man? I might know a guy, and yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah, there
was some assuming lichdom, and yeah.
Yeah, there was some back and forth. Is selling your soul to become a lich or selling your soul to become a warlock? And there seems to be some competing schools of thought.
I mean, listen, I know Tony thinks one of those sounds more fun than the other. Just saying. All it costs is my soul, and I can...
I'm not using it.
Breathe underwater. All right. So, yeah, we're actually going to pick up with you guys having your beach party. Yeah, I mean, you did kind of like leave off in kind of a beach episode. You were cooking up your board. Everybody was having a good time, and yeah, you're gonna be heading out. It's about 2 days voyage from here to the capital city. But speaking of Bora will actually have something to say, as everybody's like in good spirits, having a good time. At some point, she'll just like stand up. Maybe when everyone's like circled around, chowing down, and she'll just stand up and just, can I just say something to the party?
Of course, speak your mind.
Well,
it's not exclusive between me and the drow, if that's what you're wondering.
I wasn't.
Picked it up immediately.
Actually, you want to roll an insight real quick, Azov, and her being like, I wasn't.
She's jealous, I can tell.
She actually probably, this exact expression on her face right now is probably the way she looks at you when you say that. Okay, with a 10, you can't really read much on whether that was a reaction or just like, I'm talking.
My plan is perfectly working.
Well, I told you all on the voyage here that Shadow Moon City is my birthplace. And, you know, I spent plenty of time grieving my twin when I was in my cell, but being back here, I guess I feel that connection, since this is where we're from. And I realize that now that Bark is gone and I'm given this second chance, I need to be enough of a fighter for both of us. And you all just, even in the short time I've been with you, you're a very inspiring bunch and strong. And I feel emboldened by what all of you are doing to be a better warrior myself. And, you know, whatever we need to do to get back at the Emperor, well, I'm down to do it. I can stick it to him. I can prove myself to my people, make a name for myself, and show Valakith some of my own glory as well. So, thanks for pulling me out. That's all good to hear.
You can't ever stop, trying to become a better fighter, improving yourself, seeing what you're made of and everything. And I don't know about this whole Valakith thing and everything. Is not really my background, but it sounds like you're really motivated to fight better, and I think that's great.
Thanks, Rollo. And thanks to all of you for inspiring me to do that. You're a special bunch.
When we first met, we didn't really have we didn't really meet on good terms. You tried to kill us and our friend, but
be fair, you did successfully kill my brother.
Yeah. So speaking of that, while we're on the subject of Vlaakith and family and customs and anything like that, it occurs to me that we've never really had a funeral or a rite for your brother. Is that something you observe? I'm trying to think what we did with his body. Probably.
What did you? I think you might just
we
pushed it into
left
the
it
water.
I think we kicked it into the water. I think we
Dumped it.
literally made it fish food.
What is dead may never die. There you go. It's in there.
It's like, what did we cut to?
Just
A skeleton underwater.
Oh man. Well, without a body, I can't really do any true customs, but I could at least do some honorifics. And she will draw her two, or no, she doesn't use daggers anymore. She's got the double blade. She'll kind of just like raise that up and just, brother, these two blades symbolize both of us. I will fight on for both of us in Vlaakith's name and bring enough glory for the both of us with my actions. And wherever you are, if you see or hear this, know that it's not just because of me, but because of the others here in this circle right now. I knew what it was like to have a twin by my side at all times. Now I know what it's like to have a full team.
Here.
Shoot it and sit back down.
guys,
And then
we killed your brother. Guys.
You did full enemy to best friend anime trope. Congratulations.
With the power of Uno. Who'd have
Yes.
I can't believe you guys killed your brother.
thought? Oh, you were there for that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. My
It was
hands
a
are
long
clean.
time ago.
Oh, and Rolo has 10 more bounty points than the rest of you because he did not actively kill him. She doesn't actually say that.
But
we
she
were
thinks
younger
it.
then.
You were?
I retain that I tried to spare him. I listen. You were there. Back me up.
Nona will also stand up for a moment. If I could just like say something too, and I don't know, maybe it's just all the milk and cheese talking, but I don't know. I feel really inspired by all of you guys too, and I feel like I was a little worried about kind of what felt like running away or maybe doing the whole speak with the dead thing, but I also feel just better at this because of you guys. So thanks. And may Lathander's light continue to fall on all of us. Okay, that's my speech.
Amen.
That's a good point. Does anyone else have any gods they can call to or pray for?
Well, what's a normal?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Teleport. I don't know.
I studied for a long time with the Zealot tribe, and I learned to be quite connected with the Storm King.
Great.
And,
What does that do? What does that do for us?
Oh, all sorts of things. Can bring you extra vitality to make sure you don't die.
I need that. Hey, I need that.
And that's a savings I can pass on to you.
I need that. Yeah. Was there like a prominent god figure in Teleport?
I mean, Lathander would be pretty popular. But I don't know. Henry doesn't strike me as the religious type.
No, me neither. Especially because nothing was good. Nope, nobody. I got nobody.
I mean, certainly the doctor knows no god.
He himself is God.
Right, yes.
And no god would know you, Doctor.
Yeah, Lefty like raises one of his hands. Because the doctor would be God to him, I guess. He is his creator.
No.
So those little moments will be, sort of the level ups for your cleric and your fighter here. And you guys will all have your moments shortly here. But yeah, you guys are about to head out, and you will arrive. If I go back to the calendario, I drew the little line for you, and you will arrive on the 27th. And I can just kind of move that circle now because you're I'm not gonna kill you on this high seas. So, but we'll say that during those 2 days when people are out at sea, some fun stuff's gonna happen. Probably even just this evening while you're all out there on the high seas. I'm gonna go just kind of around the horn with what's on my Discord screen here, as far as just the order I'll go in here. So Henry, this evening, while you all are in the sub, you are maybe practicing with your lockpicking kit, maybe sharpening up your knives.
This is totally the thing that I saw, and I wanted to do it ever since. So you get some of those freaks that can like take, what are they called? Toothpicks, and like flick them hard enough to puncture things.
Yeah.
And I want her to be working on something like that.
Cool. All right, so you're working on flicking it, and as you do, you almost feel it's really faint, it's really weak, but a little bit of that brain tingle again.
Oh, jeez.
And it's really intermittent, and it's like every couple of words is kind of dropping out like a faint radio signal, but you're hearing a voice in your head, and it's just, like I said, every couple of words cut out. It's just, hey, I hope trying to do the connect thing and too far, I don't know, but anyway, you've inspired, use my mind for more, and I hope you use your mind for things too. And you can kind of piece together that it was super broken up because, he doesn't quite have the sharp mind like you do, that he was inspired, and he hopes that you continue to improve in your mind too. And yes, you can respond because it is message or sending.
Because it's a tunnel.
That's it.
Nothing comes back to you. But after you send that, Henry, you successfully flick off one of those toothpicks, and whatever target you were aiming at, nail it. And Henry has leveled up. Azov, you are currently underwater, and you are currently geographically closer to home than you have ever been in a very long time.
Yeah, how am I feeling? I mean, I know how Azov's feeling about it, but is there any arcane pull to being as close to his patron?
Yeah. So this night, whether you're at the helm, whether you're the one at the helm or you're trying to sleep, you definitely start feeling that pull. You start feeling that hold on, I'm in a submarine. I should not be feeling pressure. Why am I suddenly feeling that underwater pressure? Or even just as a Triton, you shouldn't normally be feeling that, right? So doubly so. And then you will have that moment where, it's kind of almost like blacking out, to where suddenly you are face to face with the patron once again, and that voice again just fills the entire depths of this area.
Azov, you are closer than you've been in some time.
Yep. Hey. Hello. Hi. I hope you weren't gonna notice me. Just
Impossible.
Right. That makes sense. What's up? What can I do you for?
Azov, you have used my power in so many ways already. Do you wish to have more of it?
I mean, as long as you're giving out more power, I'm kind of doing this.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead. You're a god, so.
Thank you. It's not so much a give as a trade, as you know.
Right. Well, you already have my soul, so.
I have your soul, but I am losing territory. Since your last visit, the portal has remained steady, but the slimes have gained more ground. My temple is at risk. If you pledge to make a difference in the fight, more power is yours.
Well, listen. All right, how about this? I see that, and I raise you. What if I can close the portal? That's got to be worth something pretty good for you, right?
That would warrant another conversation, face to face. And no, this is not face to face.
Right. Yes. Maybe you would get me some leniency. Maybe my soul back, and I keep all my power, and we call it squaresies. Something like that.
Closing the portal also means an end to the war and less incentive for others to pledge their souls to Miazov.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Fear not, there is always a backup plan.
Right.
But, Azov, you've had my gift for some time. Now you have my attention. And if you take back my temple, you'll have my thanks.
Noted. All right. Well, assuming if I'm unsuccessful, I'll be joining you very quickly. So, pray that I don't. I mean, am. I'll pray I don't die, is what I'm trying to say.
I'd prefer you don't.
Great. Awesome. I love these. This is just... I like to think that his like dangling, glowing lure is kind of like a permanent sickening radiance. And just like being in his presence is like just awful. Just like being next to a nuclear reactor, basically just being like nauseous.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, so there you go. Now, Richard, you can obviously change this scenario if you want, but I imagine as two artificers, I imagine both the Doctor and Rollo are probably just working on improving their kit in the submarine, but if there's more to it, please feel free to elaborate.
Yeah, Rollo doesn't really have a kit so much other than just his one hand thing. Mostly he gains power by meditating and channeling into his rage kind of stuff, so he's going to be doing that a bit. The only thing that he'd be fiddling with is the tooth that he's had. He's been carving it into a little tiny dragon totem thing. So
is that complete now as of this?
Once he levels up, it's complete. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, you're carving it, and Doctor's working on his things, and then Lefty's just over there giving you like multiple thumbs up as you're working on it.
Uh-oh.
All right. Now we move on to 8-9. 8-9. You are also, whether you're at the helm or going into your bunk, whatever it is, but at some point, you will start to get that whispery portal sense again. And when you turn to the source, you're going to see in front of you if I click on the right thing, you're going to see in front of you a female air genasi. You are going to recognize her as the one you saw through the portal last time, although in this case she's not wearing a hood. You see her all her features. And as she is kind of appearing before you, she seems to be I guess like basically somewhat in pain and like calling out to you. Her hands are bound in manacles, and these manacles, they're tightened in such a way that her hands almost look twisted around and backwards, and almost even like Rakshasa like in how much they're twisted around. And she is calling out to you. And as she's calling out to you, it's almost like little points of light are like appearing all around her, almost like little constellations, and then almost like drifting off like Thanos snap style. Like as she's calling out to you, parts of her are starting to fade away. And the reason I haven't said what she's saying yet is because she's yelling out to you, and you can't understand what she's saying. It's this to our ears here, IRL, it would probably sound kind of Gaelic, kind of ancient in that way. But it's a tongue that, at the moment, 8-9 does not really understand.
He will like look at her through the portal and be like, where are you? How can I help?
She will, she'll do this all right, so with hands bound, she'll kind of like do this motion where she's like kind of tapping at her, like where her heart would be, and then like motioning toward you, like trying to get more attention. But after a moment, as parts of her continuing to vanish, eventually she's just fully gone.
I have no idea what that means.
Even if you don't understand the words, you could certainly roll to try to figure out the origin.
Okay. What
It
would
won't
I
be
roll?
particularly hard. I would say history, maybe. I'm trying to like for figuring out a language. I guess that'd be history. I don't know. Well,
He has no fucking idea.
all right. Well, you might be able to ask somebody else because at least the sounds will, And so, as far as what you're doing for your level up, Artem, we'll find a reason for you to eventually be able to have that language.
Okay.
I think we need like a justification for it. You know what I mean?
All right.
So we can, but we'll find it. Like we can find it even within this episode. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like deprive you of that, but that is that's what happened overnight. So in the morning, everyone gathers, and you got one more day on this voyage, and you all probably look, at least some of you look a little shaken up from the previous night, and Nona is going to ask, as everybody's maybe gathered around for breakfast or something, hey, everybody sleep okay? Rolo, you look well rested. I saw you kind of doing your thing over there.
Oh yeah, actually, had some insights last night. Would love to talk to you about it a little bit later.
Oh, to me specifically?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Henry, Azov, and you guys look a little less rested. Everything okay?
Learned how to do this, and I'm gonna flick a toothpick at a wall, or maybe like at a paper cup, and it's gonna
Puncture
pierce
it.
it, and that's it.
Bora looks at it and then looks back at you and is just like, nice.
Azov is definitely a little more green around the gills. I think every encounter he has with his patron is it's like being in the presence of the sun. It's uncomfortable. Although it is pulled out more power, it is at a cost to him, as his soul is being stretched thinner and thinner. It's like, can I have coffee?
I've
What's up
got
with you?
I
I thought you
got
liked the
cheese
water.
coffee.
Oh, sorry.
I got cheese coffee.
What is cheese
Coffee, ma'am. Hold on. I'm gonna make normal coffee.
Not for gnomes. Anyway, sorry. Keep talking.
Sorry, another conference call with the boss last night.
We have like a French strip scenario, like just a little like thing in the sub. Just push a mug in front of you. Do you want to talk then? You're still here, and you look mostly fine, but tired.
I am, but after this, we are rather close to my home, my former home, and there are some things about that place I've yet to really divulge. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I suppose, but obviously I don't expect the rest of you to volunteer yourselves to come with me. It is a inhospitable place for surface dwellers.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
deal with the water pressure changes? Like, that's a...
Trick is to go slow.
That's it?
Go too fast, you either explode or you go crazy.
Yeah, let's go. Why not? Sure.
But yes, we are actually quite close, relatively speaking, to the incursion point, where the Great Barrier War continues to go on, and it seems since my departure, they have not been doing well. Unsurprising. I'm not there to help them win it, so clearly that's probably the only thing that's wrong. But yeah, we should definitely get back. Actually, Henry, when you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you about something.
About the deal?
Yeah, about the deal.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Sure, anytime, bud. Anytime.
What about you, 8-9? Did you dream about clouds? I don't know. What?
I mean, no, I slept through the night, but before that, I did see a portal open briefly on the submarine. Not entirely sure how that's possible.
When you were lucid? Like awake?
Like here?
Yep.
Did water come in?
Weird.
No, actually, that's not how portals work. I mean, if it was a
It
portal to
could.
water, it would have, but no, there was a person tied up on the other side of it. It looked like they were trying to ask for help, but
Oh.
I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Do you remember what they said?
I mean, roughly, vaguely. There weren't words that I knew, but I could probably sound it out.
If
You
you
could
could,
probably. There was probably a few phrase, like one or two like key phrases that were repeated.
if you could, I might be able to translate it for you.
Well, he will try and do it phonetically, even though he doesn't know what the words are.
Are you going to ask me if being in the submarine counts as being submerged, Ryan?
No, actually, I have a different thing.
Oh, okay. Because that is this level, right? The like, if you're underwater, you automatically understand any language if they're also underwater.
No, it's not like Babelfish. I think it means like you can talk underwater and people can hear each other. It's not like a little.
Oh, see, because I like the idea that you could just like waterboard somebody as a new way of communicating with them.
Yeah, I don't know what you meant when you said that. It's like you can torture people this way now. I'm like, I don't think that's what that's for, but all right.
My mind immediately went to like, yeah, I'm gonna dive into a pool with somebody and make them understand me.
I wasn't planning on using this just yet, but
Do you have
it
tongues?
seems has availed
Oh, wow.
itself. So Azov's gonna kind of like trace a little glyph, and his eyes are going to glaze over a deep black as the eldritch knowledge of all languages come into him, I think. And he is going to try and listen to what 8-9 heard as best as he can recall it.
Well, he'll try and do the phonetic Gaelic-like thing. And
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'll say, in doing so, Azov, as somebody who can comprehend it, you will recognize these phrases as being druidic.
Mm.
And let's see. Now I got to figure out what would be the thing that is being repeated the most.
Why are you standing there? Come untie my arms. Please. You're just standing there. Please come untie me.
Okay.
Oh my god, you're just sitting there.
Please, fucking help me.
My arms hurt so much.
Alright, so from the roll me Artem, roll me odds evens. odds, I give you 1 phrase. Evens, I give you 2, based on like what you could remember, since you didn't.
So 11.
Okay, so odd, you get 1. Okay, cool. This would be probably the big one anyway. The phrase that you remembered the most, you now have learned, translates to "Save me, brother."
I think that might have been brother, as in like familial brother, or brother as in like my people brother.
As in blood.
Yeah, brother.
My
No,
brother
it
from
means
the
like
other mother.
brother. You know?
Yeah. I don't mean to assume air culture, but
Bruh, please come save me.
it just tells me what it means. It doesn't.
Bro, you just
give
sitting
me the
there.
connotations.
Bro,
Bruv.
do you even air? No, it's a blood relative, brother. Literal.
I believe that might have been your sister.
I mean, I don't have a
Yes.
sister.
Unless you do.
And Henry thought she didn't have a dad, and yet here we are.
A lot of that going around these past couple episodes.
I suddenly respect your I don't have a sister. I retract my statement. If you respect I don't have a dad.
Well, I mean, doesn't really help a lot. She didn't say where she was or what the hell is happening, so.
Rug? 8-9, this thing like just randomly opened and revealed this tied up woman to you who called out to you, calling you her brother, and you go,
And if she spoke English or Dwarvish or Elvish
Or even Gith.
or
or even
again.
Gith, I
It's
could've
common.
helped.
It's not English. In fantasy, it's common.
It's
In
English,
sci-fi,
damn
it's
it!
Basic. Get your settings right.
Basic. We're going Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
Versus
Oh.
Star Wars.
Well, I mean, 8-9, you do have perhaps one hint about where she is.
I mean,
Tied up somewhere.
yeah,
In a portal.
in a portal. Probably, possibly the airplane.
And we don't know how to get there.
Nope.
Assuming that you'd want to save that person. I'm sorry for assuming.
She did say "save me, brother." I wasn't sure if I buried the lead on that part. It sounds like she did want to be saved.
I mean, listen, she didn't have like a coin purse or anything. Don't know how much that would pay.
Wow. And I thought Tritons were cold-blooded.
Nona's gonna actually lean in. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to intrude, but you said I heard you talking about a druidic before. I've never really taken the time to look, but I do have this. If you wanted to, learn more about 8-9, I do have this basic druidic dictionary.
Do you have a dictionary of an ancient and lost language? Just on you?
Yeah,
All
my
right,
grandmother
fuck
gave
why
it to
not?
me. My grandmother gave it to me.
I'll fuck it. I'll learn it.
Instances here, and I like both of them very much. One of them was Azov having a moment of like, oh my god, yeah, it's been forever since I've been home. It sounds like the war has been really bad. And like, then it was a tilt over to, I mean, obviously, what are they gonna do without me? And in that moment, Artem went from like chill to like, come on. Where I can't help but imagine 8-9 being like, oh my god, he's actually being genuine. Oh no, there it is. There it is. And then on the other end of it, you have Azov being like, no, this person called out to you. They called you brother. And then 8-9 going like, well, they didn't speak common. And it's like, brother, what? And they just happened back to back.
8-9, help me. You're my only hope.
Didn't
I don't really
speak
do
English
pro
and she
bono.
got no money.
I just like that both of these moments, these two that were together in the beginning anyway, they're like, no, like, look. And then it's like, oh no, there they are.
This is where, like, we're standing, 8-9 and Azov are standing next to each other, and then they, like, both of their thought bubbles are like, I don't understand this man at all.
Sorry, I just had to point that out. I like that a lot.
Oh, that is funny. All right. So if there is, some other people had exchanges they wanted to have. Eventually, Bora will give you a briefing on the city, but you guys had some private exchanges you wanted to do first. Nono is gonna, after she hands the dictionary over, look to Rolo. Yeah, hey, big guy, you said you wanted to have a word with me?
Yeah, in my, what do you call it? In my visions during my meditations, I had a bit of a vision of my own. I don't know if gods are talking to each other or whatnot, things like that. But, I got this feeling that your god wanted me to help you harness even more power than what you have currently. And so, if you don't mind, I'd like to sit down with you for a moment and let me share with you how I access my god, and maybe that will help you access your god a bit more further. And so he's gonna talk with her for a bit, and TLDR, he's giving her a spell of refueling spell slot, whatever kind of ring, which will give her the ability to cast aid on people. It'll give her up to a 3rd level spell slot that she can restore. And so the purpose of that is basically to allow her to give another charge of aid for the group.
Cool. All right, nice. I can add that to her sheet. And
so
then
he's basically going to talk with her a bit more about, finding one strength from deep down in this kind of primal spot, and how even you can use that primal energy to connect with a god, things like that.
Nice. Well, that's, I haven't ever really thought of Lathander as primal, but I guess the light itself definitely is.
It's not about the god being primal, it's about your connection to divine energy. And there's a way that you can channel and open yourself up to energies around you, which can include nature and the divine.
I see. So I can sort of spread the light into new areas.
If that's the way that it channels through you, sure.
It's helping me visualize. I think other folks wanted to talk to, was it Henry and 8-9 who wanted to touch base? Someone else, I thought.
As I wanted to talk to Henry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So what was it that you needed? Just after everybody disperses, I'll come find you.
Yes, it is the terms of our pact. I have a request of you.
Officially, are we calling it a pact? Is that what?
It's just a word, Henry. Relax.
Kind of want an insight check that.
I didn't even pull out a glowing floating contract. It's relax.
Okay. What do you need?
Speaking to my patron last night, it seems as though things are going badly deep under the ocean. The Fathomless has been calling me more lately, and as it stretches my power, it has been difficult to maintain on our journey. It is one of the reasons why I acquired this. And he's going to pull out his Rod of the Pact Keeper. It helps me extend my power, but it is still costly to do so. As we go into this mission, I expect I will likely be the one leading us through certain peril, and thus be on the front lines. I cannot necessarily guarantee my survival. If I do die, I will return back to the Fathomless, but not in a way that I can help, and not in a way that I can end the war by sealing the rift. My request to you is if, in this several days, as we prepare to undergo this likely suicide mission. If you would be willing to take the gem that was used to create the rift in the first place and bring it down to my people. It has to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll find a way.
I would ask 8-9, but honestly, I'm pretty 50-50 he might sell it for guns.
No, I will figure that out. Yeah. I mean, we shook on it. I keep my deal seriously.
If you
You're
go,
you're not gonna die.
we'll see. But if I do perish, and you go, you'll first need to find a way to breathe underwater and to withstand the heat, and ideally the temperature. It's quite cold. Once you're able to survive, you'll meet the outer reaches of the Triton scouts. They are hostile to anyone on their lands. They don't take kindly to surface dwellers. You'll need to invoke the right of parley. That will get you an audience with their commander.
Really quickly, do they speak common, or do I need to figure out another language? I'm not saying it can't be done, but if I need to get a jump on that, if that's...
Some do. It might be worth finding a way to speak.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, easy. I will do that. Like, I'm panicking, but I will do it.
Thank you. I hope that I am the one to bring it to an end there, but in the event that I do not survive, I know that you will be able to find a way out. And you should find a way out if this goes poorly, is what I'm telling you.
So I need to run, or swim away.
That is part of our deal.
Oh.
And if I survive through all this miraculously, then I will consider our pact done.
Okay.
You said you will do it. I believe you.
Okay. No shake on
And
it.
we'll
We're good.
We will be, as your surface world calls it, even Stevens.
I expected I somehow expected it to be a suicide mission, but instead it's Okay. Yeah, I agreed. I shook on that for armor.
I mean, it still might be. My
Yeah.
people are a little abrasive. I don't know if you've noticed.
So you keep the gem on you, or
It's under my bunk.
you just keep it under your bunk?
Yeah. If I'm captured and it's taken, then the game's over.
It's just under the bunk. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
So, all right. We shake on it.
Shake on it. And you're okay?
A favor. With what?
Everything.
No. And then he's gonna walk away.
All right. Any more RP before you guys get to the city? If not, I'll start doing like Bora's like briefing for y'all about like what she would fill you guys in on.
No, but I need to update my token.
Okay. So, as you are finishing making your way to the city, Bora is going to give you, sort of like a briefing of Genrek Yi, the Gith capital city. And she's going to fill you in on a couple things here. Number one, as you can all probably guess, and Bora will confirm, not confirm, but she also is sure that the Emperor is going to want to sort of reverse engineer the airship that was taken and try to build more of them. This is something that would take time, even though the Emperor has a pretty like knowledgeable like Gith engineer who works for him. It would probably take time to do this, so it's not like he already has a fleet, but that's more than likely what he wants to do with it. And you've encountered, or at least seen in different forms, his two like kind of head generals. There's the Goliath, known as Saruth the Cold, who I think that's a name that would stick out to Rolo a little bit, as we talked about. And given that she succeeded in bringing the airship back, she is probably in charge of, like, in the way that like the engineer is really doing the work, but Saruth is like in charge of the project, if you will, kind of like in like when we built the what's that?
Like Dave Bautista in Dune.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, or like when Oppenheimer built the bomb, right? Like his team actually did the work, but then there was the military guy who was like, yeah, I led the project,
Matt Damon.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of situation probably. But then by the same token, the other lieutenant, the hobgoblin who had like the fire stuff, Rook Burns, because he failed to bring back the tank, he may have actually been demoted potentially for that. Because the Emperor can be pretty harsh with bestowing and rescinding these rankings. So that's probably the situation there. Some other things she would fill you in on. She has been to his castle just once, Ganzerathad, which means like, that translates to like, 8-9 speaks Gith, so he would know that translates to like the first house of the of the Gan family, basically. That's what that would stand for. Because it's been, this Emperor, he's the 22nd of his name. His line has been in control for a really long time. I actually kind of averaged out Gith life expectancy, and they've essentially been running this empire since like the start of this era for like 2,000 years. You got that. So she's been to the castle only once. So as far as like its layout, she knows what the main hall is like, but that's kind of it. She only has a rough idea. She knows that we can revisit this later when it comes time to actually like figure out your game plan, but she knows the main hall and only kind of a vague idea of the rest of the castle. There's private docks at the bottom where the castle gets independent stuff shipped in. There's a sewer system under the castle that runs out. Right above the sewer system is the dungeon. Above the dungeon is the main floor, above the dungeon is like a servant's floor. Then there's the main floor where the throne room's located. Then there's a second floor where there's like more royal living quarters and other things. And then there's the actual roof. The roof is more than likely where the airship is being kept and worked on. And then some other, go ahead.
How tall is that palace?
So if we're starting, so let's see, it's technically 6 floors, but the throne room floor would be floor 1. So it's floor 1, second floor roof, but then beneath that main floor, basement 1 is servants' quarters, basement 2 is dungeon, basement 3, if you will, is the sewage zone. And then kind of right near that, where that spits out a little bit, is where the dock is.
Got it.
Yep, and then some other just like points of interest around town that she would point out, just stuff that people either touristy or just stuff the city's known for. There are big monthly tournaments at the fighting pits there. The big ones happen the first day of each new month, and that is 4 days after you guys are set to arrive. They're going to have the next big one. There's always really big prizes at the big monthly one, and the Emperor always gives a big speech. And given everything that's going on, there may be, key information there. I know this is a big info dump, so by all means we can review and you can ask more questions. The city, as you can see on the map there, has a temple to Vlaakith, which you would expect, right? It's got that. It's also well known for its Merchants Row. You can find a whole lot of stuff there. One of the most famous spots is actually a place called Flint's, and Flint's shop it's a hybrid of a restaurant, potion shop, and a magic scroll shop. It's like a pretty neat, fun place. So there's that.
It's a Cracker Barrel.
Kind of. Magical Cracker Barrel. And okay, so you have that. Then, as you see on the map, there's the Great Githyanki Zoo. It's like a private collection of exotic animals. This little kind of thing you see under it, with like kind of that blue circle and whatever, that's like property of a really rich Gith, who then basically opened up his private collection as a zoo for folks. So that's another tourist attraction. There's a swimming hole in the city that a lot of the Githyanki youth like to go to. And there's also the army recruitment station just outside of town. And as you can imagine, there's a bit of a pipeline from like the fighting pits to the army, or people being, seeing that, wanting to make a name for themselves, etc. So there's a bit of a link there. And those are some of the major call-outs that she would have, just as you're getting close to it.
What about the swimming hole?
What about it?
Is it a good place for gossip?
Singles? Certainly, yes. Singles, couples. It's quite nice. For being in the middle of the city, it really has quite a paradise feel to it, if I'm being honest. But you'll see all sorts of folks there, and if you're trying to, I suppose, listen in on the gossip of the youth, I'm sure you can hear it. And one such as you ways off tends to hear things maybe that others don't want to be heard.
I choose to take that as a compliment.
We understand all that youth lingo too with that fancy trick of yours.
The swimming hole is really Skibidi.
What is Skibidi?
No cap indeed.
Hello, fellow children.
They're like,
this map is so
I'm like, I'm 28.
There was one of my favorites of that. There's a music critic channel I like, and there was a bit where the host has like a drier sense of humor, and he's like, "Listen, man, I'm a millennial, so I don't know what the Skibidi Rizz these kids are talking about these days."
That's correct.
It's
1900s.
very
Don't
funny.
understand.
Rizz is easy to figure out. It's just
Rizz
short
is
from
easy.
it's just short for charisma. It's great, but yeah, Skibidi. I still am not sure. I think it means it's cool or good. I don't know.
I'm just glad the kid stopped saying bussin'. That's it. Because he'd be eating some. He's
Oh,
like,
there was a
that's,
similar one.
that's bussin'. And it was be like, okay.
Sid, I tried to send it to you, but then my feed refreshed because I was like, I'm sure like Garrett does this, or if not, he seems like he has the energy. It was like this dad pulled up to a drive-thru with his kids, and he just throws in as much lingo as he can while he's ordering. Just like, yeah, let me get 2 Skibidi kids meals, and they're like, Dad, stop! Like as he's giving the order.
100%.
Like that'll be a 1955. Oh, bussin'.
Because you eat me some fries too while you're at it.
Basically, it's all that, and they're in the back just like, Dad, stop! And I'm like, Sid, Garrett does this, right? There's no way he doesn't.
Probably would.
It's very much his energy. It was so funny. Oh man. Okay. So that's that is kind of like a quick, literal bird's eye view of the city too. I know there was a lot. So any further questions, etc., any other things you're thinking, by all means, now's the time to talk about them as you are kind of in your final day of the voyage.
Rollo would tell the others that he's got history with the Goliath who's helping lead the project.
Who, for the record, is also the Goliath that killed the Doctor's former party.
Yeah, he doesn't know about any of that.
That's true. I guess Rollo doesn't.
But he will say that that this Goliath woman, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, she is one of the people that he has studied under when he has traveled all over the place studying under tons of different barbarians. However, I forgot to talk to the DM ahead of time about what does he know about her? What's her personality like? Does he think that there's any in that he would have with her that he could sway her at all? Or is it like, oh shit, this is a badass, you don't want to go near this? Like, what's the vibe?
It's a lot more of the second one. You would probably talk. The main thing that would stick out is she's called Saruth the Cold because she's very tundra based in the things she can do. But at the same time, people also kind of like, yeah, but she's also that because she's just really, she's cold shouldered as well, It's like she seems. It seems like she loves her wolf more than any other like person. She has a pet dire wolf named Snapper, and she seems to care more for Snapper than any other actual like human being or humanoid being.
Yeah. So if you
very much cold-hearted too.
if you didn't like the matron, oh boy, she's basically the matron but worse. I did not stay studying under her long. She was not a healthy mentor.
Yeah, it's probably that. She was probably like, yeah, like not, I wouldn't say like abusive or anything, but like you were like, I don't want to stay here longer than I have to.
But you know her, and she would recognize you?
Yes.
I mean, if we need to, that could be something. Even a little distraction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really getting... I'm not feeling that she really... that, like, my knowing her would get us anything. That's not the sense I got from her, but if it's purely based off distraction, then I suppose. Tony, how would you say we left things? Should I roll a I know you guy thing to see how I left things with her? Like, does she know that I left thinking that she was terrible, or...
I'd say, yeah, I think rolling the I know a guy is the best way to do it.
Okay. And that's a flat charisma roll?
Yeah.
A flat Rizz.
And the higher it is, the better your terms were.
Got it. Alrighty. I just gotta boot up your old computer here. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not bad. So you
for a -1, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'd say like, yeah, I mean, it's not outright hostile. She might be like, in her own way, pleased to see you again, but it's not like she's not like gonna like break out the wine when she sees you. But she'll be like, I see, probably proud of the progress you've made.
We left things on positive enough.
Yeah, exactly. You got where it got bad.
There's a technique or two that I definitely picked up from her for sure.
Well, it sounds like you two were best of chums.
I wouldn't go that far, but we're on a friendly acquaintance basis, I guess.
Richard, roll me one more of these for how much the dog likes you as well.
That's the real determining
I really hope the dog is a nat 20 and it's like, that's our
let's see how much her dire wolf likes you.
She's got dogs. That's right.
It's probably not gonna be very good.
Come on.
It's like a natural 20. Damn.
Okay. They don't hate you though.
Yeah, the dog does not run up and love you, but it's not like it's not going to attack you on sight.
That's why you're only at a 15.
Doesn't like him.
Yep.
I'm not much of a people person, I gotta say. Or much of an animal person, for that matter. Actually, wait, hold up. He's got animal handling.
Oh, you should use the animal handling mod then.
You just add the mod to the roll if you want.
Yeah, feel free to tack that on.
12
okay.
Plus animal.
Aha! I was wrong. I don't have animal handling, but it's a 12 instead of 11.
Okay.
Well,
it's about the same.
Oh boy. Changes everything.
Yep. I thought I was proficient in it, but I guess not.
But so yeah, like it's the wolf would know the wolf knowing your scent may end up working against you. I don't know, but the wolf knows your scent. It would not. But it's not like I'll say it's not like a hostile scent, right? It wouldn't go into attack mode just because it saw you. But it's also not running up to you for like pets immediately,
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we do anything, we need to confirm the location of this ship. So however we can go about doing that, we should explore. Rolo, it sounds like you know the person in charge of protecting it. If you were to reach out to them, could you say, hey, I'm in town, I'm looking for security work. Do you have any big projects that could use extra hands?
Yeah, I think that I know her well enough that I could at least ask that much.
Because if you can at least find out if it's there, that's one I was going to say these two sneak in there and try and find it, but if you can get let in the front door, then let's do that.
Sure, yeah, I mean, if she's willing to divulge top secret things to a acquaintance right away, then sure, but,
Some people are just like that.
alright, I'll give it a shot. Now, did I have enough information to know where I can find her?
Bora would probably chime in that, well, she would definitely be in attendance at the tournament. There's no question about that.
Oh, good, I love tournaments, that'll be perfect.
Right. That is in 4 days from now is the only potential thing there.
The only problem with that is that is when we will be stealing this thing.
Right, so maybe I can ask around and see if I could find her.
Whenever this fighting game tournament begins, all the most important people will be there, including the Emperor. Which means whatever losers are left on guard duty, they're not the favored ones. Because they would obviously not be working.
I mean, do you think they put their best people on guarding... I guess if it's guarding the Emperor himself, then yeah.
Plus they get to see the show. So, we need to find out where this thing is. And we need to be prepared to steal it in 4 days. Because that's when we know all the most important people are going to be distracted looking somewhere else.
And we probably only have one chance. Because if we fuck up, they're gonna bolster security so much that we can't get in there.
Assuming we live, yes.
I mean, are you not planning to live?
Anyway.
I'm just saying. We're completely surrounded. We're breaking into an emperor's palace. I imagine there will be... Bora, are there a lot of guards in said palace?
Well, of course. And my kind take their positions very seriously.
I mean, you guys were ready to throw down when you were completely overwhelmed. I assume you are not so merciful when it comes to when numbers are in your favor. Dalton, were they merciful when numbers were their favor?
Oh, and Lefty's just kind of like...
So, let's find out where this thing is. Rolo, why don't you see if you can find this person? 8-9 and Henry. I can both make you invisible for 1 hour. If we can go to the side of the building, let's get you inside and you start looking around. But be careful. In the meanwhile, I will go to the bath and get the deets on what is going on. All the hot goss.
Such a bastard.
This is important. Do not interrupt my Ocean's 11 spinning camera montage. It is important. And it cuts to B-roll to Azov in the bath like, hey, how's it going? How you doing?
What's your investigation, Rolo?
To find out if I can find out where this person is so I can talk to her.
Okay, yeah, well, we can use that role later, but you haven't arrived at the city just yet. This is like Bora's briefing.
Got it.
But okay. I'd say like we can apply that 19 to wherever you decide to poke around, if that makes sense.
Cool.
So basically another day passes, and then you guys finally do arrive at good old Ganrek Yi.
Oh, that's
an
pretty.
image that it's probably it's gonna look very familiar to at least me and Ryan.
Is that an Orlando-ish?
Yes, it is. It's literally yes.
But like a super high res version. So that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's real nice.
nice. Is this in Minecraft? Did someone make this in Minecraft?
No, but something along those lines.
It looks like
Pretty
somebody
cool,
no
but-
clipped out and then like forced the game to render farther than it should.
Yeah, I cannot fully remember the source right now. But it also it wasn't watermarked to begin with, so I don't recall. But it's like someone.
This may be like a remodel because I don't think it's physically possible to see the
No, you can't
church
see that.
up at the top.
No,
Right,
I think
the,
it's like
that's-
the Unreal Engine or Minecraft.
Yeah, this is a remodel of it.
Could
There's
be.
no
Whatever
way.
it is, it's real pretty. Yeah, because up here, this is like where the seat. This leads down to like the seat, the scale is.
Yeah, but that doesn't render. You would just see fog.
right, yeah.
So this is not possible in engine.
Yeah, no. But either way, real pretty real pretty like city like this you're coming up on as you get here. Yeah, so wherever you guys decide to poke around first, like I said, Richard, you can just use that. You can put that 19 to use as far as poking around. So yeah, just there's a lot going. There's a lot to see. Oh, here's an important question, which Bora would ask: is where do you actually want to dock the submarine? That is important because that needs to be, kept pretty hidden. What's your
we
thought?
should probably do invisibility on the way in with it anyway.
Mhm.
Definitely.
And probably not anywhere close to the actual port.
Can we do it like over here? If like all the important trade and stuff is happening here, could we hide it like on this side?
Yeah, I mean that's just like a sheer cliff face too. So
Cool. I was
people
about to
aren't.
say, so long as people aren't like fishing over there.
Yeah, no, that's not the beach. The beach is here.
Go to the beach.
So
Then we can come in. Boop boop. Sorry. Well,
Yeah,
basically,
Kind of off screen
Coming around.
and come around. Yeah, totally. You could easily do that.
wait, so what's the plan again?
we dock the submarine up in this corner here, where it's just a sheer cliff face. Which means if we get up to here, we can also jump off into the water to escape.
I do have Featherfall.
God!
Great, even better. I was prepared to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh no, I got Featherfall. I can use it for free once per day because air genasi.
Bless you. Thank you so much for that.
All according to
Appreciate
plan.
it. Yeah.
For some reason,
We knew that.
just now hearing Air Genasi, my brain pictured it like Air Bud, but Air Genasi.
That too. He's a beast at basketball.
He's got 6.
There's no rule that dogs can't play.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you could totally enter the city from here, and that like verges on like the really like upper district, kind of right near where the castle is. So yeah, where's your move from here? Where do you guys want to go? You arrive. It is basically the start of a new day, so you got all day to poke around the city, see what's up.
Who would like to go first?
With a 19, would I be able to determine where to even start looking? Rolo was smarter than me.
Yeah. With a 19, I would say you actually how do I put it? How do you say it? You hear some murmurings, I suppose, that she is actually going to be making an appearance at the army recruitment station to talk to some of the the interested prospective soldiers.
I will go there.
Okay. You will go there, and
Before we start splitting, I'm using walkie-talkies. And I'm gonna
Nice.
roll above a 1 this time.
are you?
Wow.
Oh,
Fucking bro, it's been 3 times in a row that walkie-talkies only lasted for a fucking hour.
So everyone's charged their sending stone, right? Because Henry's thing sucks, right?
Yeah.
We've all agreed.
I got a sending stone. I forget how, but the DM graciously gave me one somehow.
It's the one that used to belong to Bo
Okay.
or whomever. Yeah. So each of you guys have like the one time. It's a one timer, but each of you, or once per day, but each of you have those. Yeah.
Each other up for up to an hour before you have to use it. Kill me. Fuck!
Let's all meet back at Merchant's Row. What is it? The Flint Tavern?
Flints.
Let's meet there at sundown. Stay in
Alright.
contact. See what you can find out. All the key players, everything that's going on. Rolo, who do you want to take with you?
I'll
the
take
doctor?
Dalton with me. Yeah.
Cool. You'll do that. I'm trying to get the distance. Oh, that's not what I want. I want it to be 1 mile across. Okay, I don't know how to make it do that. I don't know how to make it work the way I want to make it work. But I want it to be 1 mile from where you're entering to the army recruitment station. Here to here will be 1 mile. Okay.
Okay. It's good
We'll
to
use
know.
that as the...
It's a good
The
space.
city is 1 mile across. So I'll take Bora and Nona with me if you two want to scope out the palace.
Taking the ladies with him.
Yeah, yep.
It just happened to fall that way.
Sure.
Sure.
Bora, is this swimming hole, is it, I assume,
There.
natural, correct?
There are certain corners of it that way, yes. But remember, it's also where the youth swim as off.
Come on in.
Actually, could I take Bora with me? Because I think that'll go better for my, like, oh, you're looking to get recruited kind of thing, whereas Dalton is...
Actually, an important thing with all that, this also, I should have said this before, because this is also very
Oh,
important.
he would recognize her. Or
Bora
she would
was
recognize
sent
her.
on her mission, and technically,
Oh, right.
she
Yeah.
actually needs to be laying super low.
Right.
He left on the ship.
I can keep watch, or I can go about stealthily, but if I'm to bring honor back to myself and my twin, I can't just sit idly on the submarine.
I will bring Dalton to be backup, but he'll not be talking to the recruitment people with me. He'll just be kind of hanging back and being quiet, which works out well for a meta reason anyway.
Let's do I'm gonna put everyone's tokens on here, just because I think that'll be easier
Sure.
as we're doing this. And we will say I'll say Bora is just gonna go there we go. I'll say Bora's gonna go to the temple, actually, just to maybe, do some of her own stuff, Maybe she needs to kind of rededicate or say some prayers, So let's say she's headed there. Rolo, you're gonna go to the army recruitment spot as well. Oops, sorry. And 8-9, you're headed to the swimming hole. Or excuse me, Azov's headed to the swimming hole. You're taking the cleric with you. Was that the plan?
Mhm.
And Henry and 8-9 are headed where? I'm sorry.
Palace. Do you cast invisibility on us like right before we all split up?
As when you're heading that direction, you'll have an hour.
Okay, then to go on top of that, pass without trace because it'll stack for the hour.
We'll kind of like go down on a wow.
21 way.
Add a D4 guidance.
Well, when you're invisible, it's at advantage. So
Oh,
I'm
But
gonna give
yeah, we'll
myself
go down.
guidance.
30.
All right. 34.
an
and-
alleyway before they head off, and Azov will use one of his warlock spell slots to upcast invisibility at 3rd level, because the Shadow Touch feat allows you to do so.
Nice. Okay. So let's start with our invisible friends then, who are headed up to the castle. Our invisible friends head to the castle, and you eventually you reach there and you kind of get a view of it. And it's a very like stern, kind of brutalist setup. Like it is about power and being imposing. It's not necessarily supposed to look the most beautiful, which is funny because it is among a very beautiful city. Otherwise, sits in an Anne Orlando type land. But yeah, as you get close, you see it's sitting up on its cliff. There's a locked gate in front of it. There are guards all around, and some other basically a lot of well-to-do folks in this part of town.
Would it kill them to fucking add some color?
Very Spartan.
All right, well, I guess let's
Hopefully
just
it's
take
not.
note of guard placements and exits, entrances, and get a layout of the place.
We have a chance to get in. Do we want to take it?
Absolutely.
All right, 8-9. Let's go. Okay. We do that.
Okay.
Watch us walk right into an anti-magic field, and then it's like, oh, everyone
I
sees
know.
us.
We're stealthy though.
We're
So
stealthy.
that's cool.
All right. So, entrances, exits, all those kinds of things you're looking for.
I want how many windows on each side of the building. I want floors.
Right. Okay. So, from where you guys are standing, there's the main level, or like kind of from your level here. There's the main level, kind of right in front of you. There's a second level, and then there's the roof. The main level has the main kind of like courtyard entrance, right? It's like little like kind of dirt entryway. There's like storehouses, a stable, that sort of thing, and then like the big grand doors that go inside of the castle. There is also, I don't have like the actual map ready to put up yet. You know what I mean? But I have it on my computer here, so I'm just gonna let you know for your own kind of note taking as far as what you can observe. So come on. So as far as like that first level you're on, there's past the gate and past the little dirt courtyard are the big main double doors. Then there are some smaller doors also found in the courtyard. Some lead to the stables, some lead to like a little like guard, break room, eatery kind of spot. Some lead to some side towers. There's, aside from the double wide doors that lead into the castle, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other doors. No, excuse me, 6 other doors that lead into the castle from this courtyard at various points, kind of laid out around like, the perimeter of it. There are, oh, I'm sorry. No, those are windows. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 6 windows that look into the castle from here. And there are 2 other doors besides the main door.
Would it be easier to like give us a map of it just to see?
I can. I need a moment to set it because there's only so much you would actually be able to see from where you are.
Gotcha.
In the meantime, like tell me what else you would be kind of like trying to observe. Like what else are you looking for in this moment? Oh, come on, roll 20. While I just take a moment to set this up.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan hit it. Ways in, ways out, guard positions. Also where it seems like guards are coming from if a shift change happens, just so that we know like where
Yes.
the barracks is.
Yes, can definitely do that. All right, this is not going to be at all to scale with the grid. It's just to give you an idea. I'll clean this up later when you guys are actually going in.
Also, probably any indicators of any kind of like traps or alarm systems.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because this map itself is huge, as you can imagine.
But you're invisible and with pass without trace, so you are basically 2 shadows on the wall. As long as the door is open. Though technically you won't break invisibility if you have to pick a lock or something. You should be able to do it. Just
It's only spells or attacks, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
But yeah, what was it? 30 stealth check? Yeah, that'll do it.
Let me.
I rolled a 2 and it was still okay.
That's crazy.
This map.
It was like, you want expertise in something? And I was like, stealth? Yeah.
Fucking rogues.
All right. Let me just cover up what I don't want you to see yet, and then we'll be all good. Here we go. All right. Let's. What is happening? What? Alright. Sorry. Drawing tools are being obnoxious. All right. Let's that, and then this is gonna look, real. It's gonna look real silly, but it'll do the deed.
That's all right.
Also, it would help if Roll20 would actually. Okay. It's literally. What are you doing? I'm literally clicking on a different layer and it's moving, not the one I'm selecting, which is really annoying. That makes this much more difficult to do. All right. Cover that. And cover that. And cover that. Okay. All right. Bringing this over, and the visibility, since tokens aren't here, should be fine. All right, so you should just be seeing kind of like the dirt in the middle, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool, yeah. So this is that courtyard area. You're probably standing just a little behind like wherever the gate is right here. There are the big double doors that lead inside the castle itself. There's a stable off to your right here. This right here is where most of the guards are coming in and out of. This seems to be their break / meal space. These wooden slats you see here, those are all windows, so you're able to see into these places a little bit. There's a door there. Door over here that leads to some sort of tower. Doors into the stables. So yeah, that is what you're able to observe from ground level from where you currently are.
Is the main entrance open?
At some point, folks may open it.
Okay.
If you're trying to get like a different glimpse inside.
Probably want to scope out inside as well when we get a chance.
Let me move you guys off the page while I correct that, because I don't want you to see too much.
You're muted, Sid.
Also, as we're going, I want to say Henry is doing her absolute best to keep the time.
I kind of like that. You keep time, and he's writing or drawing as best he can.
We're scoping out, but keeping time, giving us enough time to be like, hey, we're about up. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Yep. All right. Move this back over. Yeah, the doors would definitely be open enough with people going in and out that you would start to get a glimpse of at least some of the main hall. And so yeah, you get a little bit of that, and there are a lot more doors inside, so you can't see the throne room or anything. But from what you're able to see inside the main hall, you could tell that further back would lead to said throne room. And there's a statue in there too of there's a carving of a big kind of rock bird, as an ROC bird. That's in there in that main hall. Could be a family symbol or something like that of the emperor, some sort of not totem animal, because that's not what they do, but that sort of thing, a mascot for their strength, if you will. That's what you'd be able to see on the inside, but there are, like I said, other closed off doors in there.
I don't know. We should probably make our way to the roof on this first outing to confirm that's where the airship is, right?
I'd hope we'd be able to see it from the ground, but also, yeah, maybe, because they might have thought to cast invisibility on it too.
Yeah, I mean, did we see it at all from, the ground?
You do not see it. You can see some sort of, almost scaffolding work up on the roof. Because the roof is big enough that it wouldn't, hang off the sides. You know what I mean? The roof is big enough to contain this airship.
It would still be good to know what exactly is in the airship area, so that, even, if we can get there now with invisibility, cool. But then we need to know what we have to contend with once we have to drop invisibility.
Sure.
I don't know.
So how do you propose to get up there?
Do we see stairs anywhere? Or is it
not
doors?
outside. Yeah.
No, if we were inside, we were going to be going inside once that
Yeah.
door opens and it's available.
Okay, you were not currently here though in this. Come on, you were not here in this dirt. You are on the other side of a locked gate here.
Oh,
there's
it's
like-
locked.
there's like-
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
there's
Okay.
like big grand gate before you even get into the courtyard. You know,
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's not just free double door castle doors. Yeah, like you are like
You know, I can either pick the fucking lock or we can fucking.
you were behind a gate
Climb
like
something.
here. You were on the other side of this line.
Now we pick it. We could pick it or we could climb it. As a warning, I have a -1 in strength.
I don't know if we could pick it. I don't know if it's that kind of gate. Is it like a portcullis like thing?
I
Or
have
is
to
it-
Google what that is. I don't remember what that means. Yeah, it's probably like that. More like that. Comes down as opposed to up.
Damn it, but I can't cast spells. Fuck. Not without dropping invisibility.
Around the entirety out at the outside of the building, is there anything that looks climbable? Like, are we talking like some Assassin's Creed shit where it's like, well, I could climb this. If I were a spry 15-year-old, I could climb this.
I think you could potentially reach some windows. Yes. You could reach like, let's see. I would say you could potentially get through. I mean, so these two windows here for the guards room. There's definitely guards in there, but those windows are accessible to you with a little climb.
I almost
One thing
wish-
that's nice about two people that are invisible traveling together is usually it's like, how do you know where each other are? But you have telepathy, so you can
Yeah.
be just like, I'm over here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, those
Have
are
it.
those are the accessible windows to you right now.
Okay, but those have guards in them.
Yeah, there would presently be guards inside for sure.
It might potentially be better to do this at night when either people are sleepy, a little more can get to see at night to have night vision.
I don't know.
I don't think they do.
Because that might be fucking money right there. That might be pretty damn good. Make a little bit of a distraction.
at night?
Can I?
Because
Can
they're
we,
not like subterranean or anything like that.
No.
They're from space.
No, they don't have it.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so what might be good is if we create a distraction in the night, and we do this at night.
It might even be easier than that. I mean, if Azov comes up towards the edge of the castle, or at least within range. I was gonna ask this, but how? I mean, 8-9 can Misty Step in, and then he could levitate Henry over the gate.
Jesus.
Levitate would make you lose your invisibility. And so
That's
would
why he
Misty
was saying Azov could come with, and like right at the edge of it, we can. Like it would be like a 1-2, like immediate thing.
I got you.
Yeah.
But at night would probably be better.
Well, we can't do that plan during the day because everybody would see
No.
Henry go over and
Just like-
8-9
Very
just
slowly
flash
moving.
inside.
Because it's like a 10-foot speed, right? When you're levitating, it's not
I
fast.
It's
Shit.
20,
20,
but
20
still.
feet, yeah.
What about rope and grappling hook? Do you guys have that?
I mean, let me see what's in my inventory. Probably. I do have a grappling hook.
Bing bong.
All right. Oh, we could just do that. We could scale.
I mean, I don't see why not.
You were very sneaky about it.
Yeah. Could we grapple like? Is all around the castle a moat or is it
no, it's
land?
just like it's land. It's like so. It's more the rear of the castle that is the cliff overlooking the water. The front view is like sheer wall up to windows.
Gotcha. What if we grapple hooked right here in this corner?
I will say, I think that the way that invisibility works, okay, it says anything is wearing or carrying. So your rope on your body
Yeah.
is invisible.
And then
And
as soon
then
as
you
I
take it off,
Gravel
yeah.
hook.
and then you hook it up, and then it appears.
yeah.
That's the worst. I hate
But
this
that's why
about
that's why I'm saying in this little corner, which
in the corner.
seems really
Yeah.
like
Just do it not in a obvious spot.
So
yeah.
we'll start a fire.
And
up
then
with the
pull it
guards
back up,
first,
and then put it back
we'll-
on your person, and it'll turn invisible again.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna grappling hook up here, and then once we get over the wall, he'll pull up the rope so that it comes with him and becomes invisible again.
Okay.
Such a weird mechanic.
I'm looking at the overall map here. I'm thinking like if you wanted, you could do that, or if there's like just a higher window that's worth aiming for. Unless
Just
you're
like I'm not gonna go
unless you're
straight into
only-
the guards' quarters with the guards in there. That's
Are you
Yeah.
just trying to get over the wall, or do you want to go for an actual window higher up? Like, what's your preference there? Because there are ones you can shoot for.
Well, it depends how high it is, and I don't.
What's the grappling hook range?
I mean, it's as much rope as we have, so 50 feet.
But then beyond that, it's what's beyond that window that we cannot see into.
Yeah, that, and also I don't know where the windows are to the outside.
Right. Yeah. And I'm just trying to be careful about how I reveal this map. You know.
Yeah. But I think going in through the front might be a good idea, and then we
Yeah.
spend the rest of the time finding another exit or something out. Like if it turns out, oh, it's better to go up the cliffside way, then that's fine, but we don't know that yet.
Maybe we can get a pamphlet or something on what the guards' rotation is, so we know timetables.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you can find
anything.
their office
Their
or
schedule?
something, yeah, they're
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's probably in the barracks if we just want
Jimmy needs to
get in
come
there.
relieve me at 5 p.m. or else I'm gonna be real upset.
What is that? Huh? Okay.
So you definitely get over that wall. Let's do. Tell you what, we're gonna do a bio break. We'll come back later with check in on what other folks are doing, and then we'll come back to the castle squad, see how your exploration's going. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah.
It works for me.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, be right back, stream.
Okay, we're back. Henry and 8-9 just got over the wall. We're going to leave them invisibly over the wall for now. Go back to the big map. Let's go over to Rollo and the Doctor now, who have made their way to the Army recruitment station. Rollo, by the time you and the Doctor get there, there's probably a little bit of a crowd because they heard, like, oh, hey, like, yes, Ruth's going to be here, like, making an appearance. It's almost like when you're big in the Emperor's Army here, it's almost like celebrity status. Because it's a big deal, you know?
And this is mostly Githyanki here? Like, what percentage is Githyanki?
I would say 75 to 80% of the population here is Gith. It's the vast majority. It's not exclusive. You'll still see a good amount of other stuff. Mostly Gith. Like, guards at the palace, almost entirely Gith. Although it's interesting to note that actually presently the two lieutenants for the Emperor, neither of them are. One's a Goliath and one's a Hobgoblin. But like I mentioned, he's almost like it's almost like a Trump style revolving door where he's like, no, not you anymore. Now you're my new lieutenant. You know what I mean? Like he can be pretty cold about just, you know, promoting and dropping and whatever. So Army recruitment station, which itself is like it's actually like a former temple of Blackett before the city really got built up. And so you make your way over there, and one of the people, the person you see kind of at the front of the crowd, who looks like she's maybe going to speak soon, is not the Goliath you know. There's actually a different individual there right now. There's a rather tough-looking Gith. There you go, toward the front of the crowd. But in like the standing on a podium kind of role. She's not just among them. She's clearly a more important person here. That's who you see, and she's kind of like at the moment having some conversation, like just with some of the new recruits that are near her in the crowd. But that's kind of the scene when you first approach. A lot of people seem interested in joining the army, and she's kind of talking to a few of them at the moment.
Are there non-Gith that are also looking to enlist?
There are, okay. But definitely mostly Gith.
Do I see any other Goliaths?
I'm gonna say no right now.
Okay.
No Goliath at the moment.
Alrighty.
Go ahead.
I guess I'll just look for if there's like a line to get into or some kind of queue, or like is there anything like that where it's kind of directed like, hey, go here if you want to enlist?
Yeah, there's kind of like an entranceway around here, and that's probably closer to where this individual is standing, and she seems like the one to talk to if you need, info.
Got it. Okay. So I'm just gonna talk to Dalton and say, hey, listen, man. Let's leave Lefty in the bag, and why don't you just kind of go hang out over there and just kind of keep an eye on things. Tell me if you see anything, and I'm gonna go over here and do this recruitment thing. And so I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna say, hey, I hear you're looking for big tough people to enlist, and always looking to prove myself. Is this where I sign up?
You're looking to enlist in the Emperor's army.
If the challenge is good and the pay is good, then yes.
Oh, the challenge is good, and the room and board, and the honor of serving in Blackett's fighting forces is its own reward.
So no pay.
You're taken care of when you're in this force.
Well, if the challenge is good, might as well make a go of it. How can I prove myself?
Well, first you will introduce yourself. What's your name, recruit?
The name is Jasander Rollo, and I hail from Norcrest or whatever.
Norsword, yeah.
Norsword.
Yeah. Interesting. Are you coming today because you heard about our guest speaker?
With that being and I'm gonna kind of like start saying her name, but also leaving it vague enough that if it's somebody else, he can change what he's saying.
Saruth, yes, the lieutenant.
Yes, she's an old mentor. Actually, learned a couple tricks from her. She's a mighty fine warrior. It would be my honor to serve her again.
Interesting. Well, perhaps you'll get your chance. There's always a session before people sign anything away. Of course, once you're aware of just how glorious the Empire can be, most people choose to sign. But you can head inside and make your choice. And it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Rollo. You may call me First Officer Atmark.
First Officer Atmark.
Pleasure to meet you, recruit. You can head inside.
Alrighty then. And I go inside.
Cool. Yeah, you go inside. You kind of there's more murmurings around. There's people who seem like excited about like, oh man, she's really gonna. I hope she really shows. You know, blah 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 blah. After a few minutes, Atmark will go back inside, kind of close the doors behind her, and just at attention, recruits. Everyone will kind of like quiet down. I see some of you are already responsive. That's good. At ease, I'd like to introduce our guest for today and image. Yes, from the back, a very intimidating looking Goliath will walk in with a dire wolf at her side. Sword is not drawn like this, it's on her back, but she will walk in. And she walks by, she's kind of like looking at, kind of walking down the center, the room's kind of split into two sides of seats, kind of walking down the center, looking side to side. And she's going to see you in the crowd, Rollo. And there's a bit of a pause. There's no nod, there's no like turning the head, there's no whatever, but there's that pause, that look of familiarity in her eyes, like I know this person.
I definitely do like an eyebrow raise, like, yeah, there's me.
Her expression doesn't change, but she definitely sees you.
It's hard to miss me. I'm a foot taller than everybody else, at least.
The direwolf will also look over and same kind of not really expression, but we'll just give a little almost like that little tongue wag after the yawn.
I do a little to the dog.
And she'll walk to the front and just at ease, as your first officer said. You all know me. I am Saruth. They call me Saruth the Cold, one of the many champions of the great land of Norsword. And she'll just go on to talk about how, she fought and studied there. She became one of the few barbarians to actually master more than one path. And she's, pleased to see new faces. She might tell a battle story or two. And then she says that she will stick around after if people want, autographs. And then we can kind of dot till the end of that whole speech.
Sure, yeah. He'll approach her when the time is right.
Yep. And as the line dies down, you get a chance to talk to her and just, well, Gisanda Rollo. It's been some time.
It has been quite a few years, I believe. Good to see you.
It is surprising to see you here. Your barbarian studies have led you to the Empire.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've made myself all sorts of places. Even made all the way to Centra and back. And learning under the best, including yourself. And now I'm, really looking to, best way to train is by, real experience. And so I'm keeping it up. And what better way to do that than right here in the heart of the Empire? Get some, looking not just for, little, guard this here door jobs, looking for some real jobs. You got anything like that? Anything you know about that they're recruiting for? I haven't officially enlisted yet. I just came in today.
Right. You were looking for real jobs, but you decided to come to the lowest rung of the ladder here at the recruitment station.
Well, honestly, I didn't know where else to go. This is my first time in the city, and I heard that they were recruiting, so this is where I came. I figured I'll make a big enough name for myself. They'll point me in the right place.
That's usually how it goes, but I'm guessing you don't want to spend the years paying your dues, do you?
Well, I sure think that I've earned the right to prove myself. If it's a matter of skill or combat that I would need to prove, I'd be more than willing to do so, but I'd like to be put in a place where I can face a real challenge, sure.
Well, I'm sure you know what's happening in 4 days in the city, do you not?
Oh yeah, the big games.
Hmm. That's certainly a place to prove your mettle, I would say.
Yeah, sure would, but that's 4 days from now, and well, I was looking to see if I can get anything between now and then. Why wait?
Hmm. What sort of work are you looking for? You have to understand, I know we have some history, but I can't just bring you in immediately. You may be qualified, but you're not known.
Well, not known to them. I'm known to you, though. I was always a straight shooter back when I was studying under you.
You were, and I presume still are.
Of course, why not? I'm a dedicated learner.
And what kind of work are you looking to learn about while you're here?
Well, I don't know. Suppose protecting big assets, whether that be protecting the Emperor on the big day or, something else like that. I don't know. Just something high profile, something to help continue making a name for myself. And if there's, anybody who's going to be trying to challenge, they're going to be a real threat to face, I'm not looking to fight off little, pickpocketers and such.
Guarding the Emperor is not something I can give you, Rolo. That's one of my duties. What I can do...
Okay, well, fair enough. What
Something
else?
What I can do is perhaps get you some short-term, at least until you prove otherwise, work guarding one of the lower levels of the palace.
All right, sure.
This is something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I mean, can I still participate in the games in 4 days?
If you participate and do well, I'll see to it that you get a better situation at the palace.
Tell you what, I'll work for you for the next 3 days, and then on day 4, I'm in the games to prove myself for an even better job. How about it?
Very well. I could always use some strong hands at our gate duty.
Alrighty then, I've got a job! You ain't gonna be disappointed. I'm even stronger than you saw me before. By tenfold. Tenfold, I say.
As am I, so don't disappoint me.
I wouldn't dream of it.
So yeah, Rolo, she knows you from the past. She can assign you some guard duty at the castle, and that may come in handy.
Alright.
Before we bring everybody together, we have one more situation, and that is Azov and Nona, the cleric, going to the swimming hole.
Yes.
So Azov, as you walk in, yeah, you do see that it is very nice.
You see, Nona, this is why you stick with me, because I give out the assignments, so I get the best assignment.
You don't think that's like a little selfish?
I don't think that.
Oh, I guess you don't. Okay. Well, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
Want some cheese? This is brie.
Thanks. All right, we need information. Is it like communal? Is it just like a big?
Yeah, it's definitely communal. Yeah, there's all sorts of gift taking dips. There's some other races too, but yeah, again, like majority gift, like 75-80%. And you see, it's mostly youth here. It's mostly like teens or into early 20s swimming here. There are some older gifts, some younger ones, maybe like some families. But it seems to be mostly like the cool hangout spot for a lot of people.
We need information. We need key players, high-ranking officials, where they are, where they go, who's going to be at the fighting games, things like that. You think you can handle that, Nona, or do you need to stick with me?
Oh, you want me to gather information?
Yes, that's why you're here with me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'd like to just sort of take a swim and see what I can hear.
Okay, you do that. You lay low, and I'll do some snooping and talking.
Thanks.
To people.
People don't really, kind of notice me or pay attention to me, so I'm pretty good at that.
You don't notice that something I've been wanting to ask you. For someone who's so timid, you have a ton of piercings. I've never known anyone to have so many piercings and be shy. Usually one contradicts the other.
Kind of thought when I got them, they would like, I don't know, kind of unlock a personality within me or something, you know? Maybe draw more attention. No, just put metal in my face.
Well, metal can't solve everything, I suppose.
No, but I did find in a worst case scenario, I can actually channel my magic through the piercings, so like, you know, helpful.
Oh, neat.
That's why I kept them. You never know, right?
All right, well, go float over there, and I suppose I'll float over here. So
you got it. And she'll start changing into like a very like frumpy, full like one piece kind of bathing suit.
Does she have like a swimming arms or anything?
Oh, like floaties?
Yeah, the tube with like the little dinosaur dragging coming out the side.
Definitely. And she'll float around. And you, Azov, you are just going to see what looks interesting, see what sticks out to you.
Yes, but before I do, I'm going to buff up. Now, you said there were tons of youths there. Youths using language that no older person like myself would be able to understand. Except I am no ordinary trident, because I have the power of the eldritch being. That is to say, I understand the youth because I know the spell tongues. No Rizz Skibidi for me. I know exactly what that means now.
Oh, man. Okay. So you definitely, you understand what all the kids are saying in the pool. And really, everyone. That's how that works. So are you going to make any sort of specific investigation here? Or are you just kind of going to go around kind of passively and hear what sticks out?
Oh no, that's not Azov style. He's gonna do the Steve Buscemi go up to groups.
Okay.
And how do you do, my fellow bathgoers? What brings you to this nice swimming hole this fine day?
There's a bunch of like jock and like valley girl gets in and they're just like, just swimming, bro. It's pretty comfortable, you know? Water's nice and warm today.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Swim. I know what you mean. Exactly.
Yeah. Wait, you're like one of those ocean guys, aren't you?
I totally am. Trident.
So wouldn't this water like suck for you? Wouldn't you want to be like in the ocean?
I don't discriminate on water. I like however the way it flows. He's gonna kind of shoot a look to one of the Githyanki girls.
I see.
Listen, I'm not from here. I'm from the water. But want to know what's going on. What are you guys up to lately? What's going on in the city? What's the word? What's the goss?
Well, you know, fighting pits are starting soon. That's pretty cool. Emperor always has some cool things to say. That brings a lot of sort of the big name soldiers into town. That's kind of neat. I hear the zoo's got a new exhibit starting soon. People keep talking about they're kind of hearing like stuff going on there at night or something, seeing people moving. So I'm assuming he's building something new over there. Yeah, that's kind of the haps, you know? Otherwise, we're just gets being dudes.
Tell me about the Emperor. Do you guys, I mean, we're all pro-Emperor, right, guys? But really, what's going on? What's up with him?
Emperor Genrak the 22nd is like the strongest one we've ever had, okay? Like, the higher the number, like, the stronger the guy. And he says he's gonna, like, live forever, so we don't even have to worry about, like, who's the next one gonna be? Because, like, it doesn't matter, because, like, he'll always be there and, like, be strong for us and take care of us. And it's always been, like, super safe here in the city, so I think he's doing a good job.
Totally. No cap. He's got that sus Rizz, I agree. But also, would you say, where does he tend to go? Is he mostly like work from home in the palace, or does he go around and say hi to people? You know, show his face so I could get an idea. I mean, so we can get an idea of what he looks like.
Well, you do know what he looks like, I will say. That's not a mystery because you did see him like back at the coronation and stuff. He's not like reclusive.
Is his face on like all the coins?
I mean, yeah.
What kind of emperor would he be if it's not?
Yeah. You want to see what he looks like? Then just like look at any of our gold pieces, dude.
Agreed. That's very chuggy of me. I almost gave myself the ick.
Ryan, do you have a list of slang pulled up right now? Okay, I saw you look at another screen and pick one.
I do. I totally stand the Emperor.
Oh, man. Right. I mean, yeah, he's gonna give a speech and, like, you know, sometimes he goes Merchant's Row, checks some stuff out, or, you know, anytime there's, like, a new animal at the zoo, he'll check that out. You know, he's, like, around. He's not, like, hiding from us. He's strong and he wants people to know it.
And what about his elite guard? His hold on, his fam. How often do they travel with him? Who's in his? Do people still say posse? Come on, don't leave me on red.
Yeah, he still travels with this squad, if that's what you're saying. Although,
squad.
Although no one's seen the fire guy for like a couple of days or whatever.
What's up with that?
I don't know. They say he got in trouble or something. Like, listen, he's like real strong and like keeps us safe, but also I hear he's like got a temper and like, you know, don't piss him off. Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Like, especially when you get up to like that level, he's like watching you extra close. You know what I mean? If you're like our level, he doesn't even know you exist. Okay, we're like ants, like well protected ants. But then when you're like that level, it's like, you know, a pet dog, and like when that pet dog messes up, you know. You know?
Ikey. Drip. Yes. Well, cool. That's all very glow up and I'm running out of words. Bussin'. I'm gonna swim around, but I'm gonna be in town for a couple days, so if you run into me, don't be sus. And you know, spill the tea.
Yeah, bro. Sounds like a plan. And enjoy your swim.
Nailed it.
Yeah. roll. Unless Azov just doesn't even care to look, but if you want to roll a perception to see if they're like snickering behind you when you swim away, or maybe Azov just is. Oh yeah, they're definitely. As soon as you turn their back, they're like, "What was with that guy?"
I leave a good impression everywhere I go.
And actually, also with your perception, as you're swimming around, Azov, you do see there's a particular looking Gith who looks maybe a bit more wizened than the others, chilling out in this like gazebo over here. And she totally is like hanging out with her pet snake.
Let's swim over to them.
All right.
Hello. How goes it? Are you slaying today?
I think you mistake me for one of them. You can speak plainly, Triton.
Sorry. Yes. How are you?
I'm well, just enjoying some peaceful time here at the swimming hole.
That's a fine, is that an albino cobra you have there?
Why, yes, it is. Say hello, Chansey. And the cobra's just kind of like...
So they allow pets in here. That's nice.
They do when you're me.
And who are you? If I can be so bold as to ask.
You must be new in town.
What are 3 other things about him?
I am. I just blew into town today. Just thought I'd come down and unwind a bit.
I see. Well, I suppose you will hear of me soon enough then. My name is Vanala, but they've come to call me Vanala the Venomous.
Vanala, I don't suppose you plan on competing in a certain series of games and challenges in the near future?
Winning one was enough for me.
Well, what are your plans for the near future, then?
I will be watching the games, certainly, although I have not participated since my victory a few months ago. I'm on a bit of a leave from the army right now, you see. Just taking a bit of a sabbatical before we are perhaps called into action again. Get the rest while you can, you know? Strength is one thing, but strength can only take you so far. Breaks are important too.
Shore leave, or as my people call it, surf leave. I know what you mean.
Yes. We don't see many of your people up here, Triton.
We have our own battles that take up most of our time.
I see. And what brings you into town, then? You've blown in, as you say, but to what end?
Well, to take in the sights, the people, the culture. Maybe even go by Merchant Row. I've heard there are quite a number of fascinating things to find there.
Anything your heart desires.
Are we talking like other things, or
Anything your heart desires.
my heart desires a lot, so
I can tell.
well, cool. So I guess Vanala, it was a pleasure to run into you today. I hope to see you again, and I hope well, for my sake, I hope should battle arise, we're on the same side.
Perhaps it will, perhaps we will be, and perhaps I'll see you again, Triton.
Yes. Can I insight her?
Yeah. What is it you're looking for?
She
Is she hitting on you?
No, she sizing me up right now? Seems very threatening.
It's a combination of sizing you up and actually to Sid's joke, there's a little bit of she is also hitting on you.
Interesting. Well, Azov doesn't just give it up for anybody, so he's gonna keep his options open for now.
Say goodbye to the handsome fish man, Chansey. And the Cobra will once again just...
He's kind of like, yep, that's cool. Ooh. He's gonna keep swimming.
All right. So whenever you do reunite with Nona, she's gonna just kind of pick up. She's gonna give back to you that, like, the main thing she heard was like, yeah, a lot of people. There's been some buzz starting about potentially a new part of the zoo opening up, some new exhibit, because people are saying they've like seen and heard like a little, like some scampering or whatever around night over there. So there may be something new happening there soon. And that's the main thing she picked up that some folks in town are excited about.
Okay. And the Emperor goes to the zoo frequently?
If there's going to be a new exhibit, he'll certainly be there.
And the Emperor is strong. He is a warrior.
He is, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have not necessarily seen him in action or seen like kind of what he can do, does, whatever. But yeah, he's yeah. He's a tough guy.
Okay, good to know. People seem overall favorable of said Emperor. Like, what's the vibe in this town? Is it like a rich are doing well, everyone else kind of can suck it, or is it like a military kind of empire, or what's the vibe of this place?
It's the place overall is definitely a military empire, but because they're the head of it, most people here are sitting pretty. And it's very much like, hey, we know like if the rest of the world goes to hell, this city's fine because we got like the strongest guy here.
Got it. Okay.
There's like a kind of a smugness, you know?
Strong imperial
yeah.
vibes.
Like it doesn't matter what happens out there because we're safe inside these walls.
That's what they think. Because I'm already inside their walls.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you did that on purpose. Speaking of which, we got an invisible duo inside the castle walls right now. And after you guys get what you're going to get invisible, then we'll have everybody reunite in the merchant's row. Okay, so you're over the wall. I don't want to bring tokens in because then that's going to mess with the sight and everything, I think. So do you guys want to just want to like doodle your kind of path as you go? You want to do something like that? I think that might be the easiest way to do it.
So we get around here. Did we want to get a thing from the guard barrack to like show their schedule or something?
Yes.
It's your path. All right.
I'm just walking.
Yep. One of these windows, especially inside the gate, would be open if you wanted to slip inside.
Let's do that.
Okay. This first floor seems to be where a lot of they just kind of eat their meals, but there is an upper part and a lower part to this guard barrack.
Upper? Should we go up?
I feel like bottom might be storage.
All right. Let's go up.
Okay.
But I have no means to determine that. It's a guess.
Okay. Let me 1 second here. And you look at because this map is actually like massive. So I just need to make sure I guide you guys to the right place, you know? Guard, where's my guard top? Okay, cool. All right. So the top floor, look to the bottom and left here. There we go. This right here is the top floor.
God, beds.
Is there like a chalkboard or anything on the wall that like might just be like their schedule of like who's on, who's off?
Let's see. Would it be here?
We
Yeah,
could
yeah,
just say, hey, we take a couple minutes and we search the barracks looking for this one particular thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's up here. You can see it.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you looking for like when maybe like the lightest watch is? Is that kind of what you
shifts in guard when the lightest watch might be, like when the rotations are?
Sure. So there's a day, a night, and a swing kind of shift. And they do it in pairs.
Bathroom breaks.
Those seem to be kind of at will.
Sure.
But there's a night, a day, and a swing. And there's like some little scribbles on the side of just like, you know, if there are any trustworthy folks that they know, it would be good to have a few more. But right now it seems like it's 6 total guards specifically on gate duty for those 3 shifts.
Okay. I make a little scribble to.
So you're 9 to 5, you're 5 to 1 a.m., you're 1 a.m. to 9.
So much standing.
Normal like IRL 8-hour shift thing.
Should we make our way to the main?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we can't find a way up, like I said, just hanging around serving staff might be, or servants might be an okay plan too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
now you're in the main hall, and there definitely are. There are more guards in here. There is staff milling about. You know, it's people live and work here. You know, it's an active castle.
But we don't see stairs.
From where you are standing right now, let me see here. It's straight ahead. This would seem to be like the sort of the central column spiral stair chamber kind of deal.
Gotcha. Okay. Do we want to head up directly? Do we want to see the floor plan? What do you think?
Oh, part of me really wants to see floor plan for like a contingency's sake, but like how much time have we spent to this point?
I'm gonna say you're probably halfway through.
Then we probably need to go to the roof, verify whether or not it's not there.
Okay.
and then try to figure out how to get it. Oh, we could jump from the roof because of stuff. Oh! Amazing. Yeah, but I would, yeah. At least that way we can knock it off the list of where it's not. And if we have time, we can maybe try to keep eyes and ears open for hints of where it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second. And I will, because the roof is going to be on a different page. All right. One moment. Let me just get that
Shit,
uploaded.
for sleep last night, but this rain sound at night that I have running is like my white noise anyway. And it's giving me so much night feels.
I've been thinking of getting a little. I'm pretty sure Pink Noise is Pink Noise the one for like Restless Thoughts. I think that's the one.
I mean, they don't do anything psychologically or anything like that. It's just noise.
No, but there's
Sabrina Carpenter.
But there's there's obviously a difference in the what do you call it?
The difference
frequency, and like there are some that I like. I think it's pink that I find like super pleasant.
Usually it's brown.
Is it brown?
Yeah,
I know, ironically, but
brown tries to mimic like what you would hear in nature.
Yeah, that might be the one.
So it's got a lot more low
put up
end
bird sounds.
balance compared to high end. Pink noise is just white noise that is
pink.
Well, it's skewed to make all of the frequencies equal loudness to us. Because we hear different frequencies, like we're more sensitive to different frequencies, so it accounts for the like human ear. Whereas white noise is just all frequencies at equal amplitude, which is very different.
Right.
So we hear more of that higher end because we're more sensitive to the higher end. So white noise is like really brittle to us. Pink noise is legitimately we hear everything at the same volume, and then brown noise is more emphasis on the lower end than the higher end. So it feels a little bit more pleasing because it's not the super like herdy higher frequencies.
Sharp noises.
Yeah. But they don't really do much psychologically, like not at least on purpose.
Like the one that as much as people say they do.
Yeah, I mean like brown noise might sound good because it like mimics like a waterfall that's far away. That's like what we could associate it with, and that's just a pleasant thing in general. The other thing is that like regardless is because they're all equal amplitude, like they don't get louder and they don't get quieter.
Right.
What it actually enacts is the fact that our brains get used to a sound and then we tune things out. So brown noise, if it's up loud enough, you start tuning it out and then your brain just doesn't hear anything because it's loud enough to cover up all the background noise. But if that's the only thing you're hearing, your brain just kind of mellows out and it's like, oh, calm.
Nice. All right, so up to the roof you go.
We learned a thing today, everybody.
I teach this.
that was enough time to do what I needed to do. All right, so you get up to the roof.
Oh, it's just there. Wait, why is there a second? Why are there more pictures of it?
So, the full one is here.
There's
one here that seems to be kind of half. I kind of try to do half constructed. Okay, so there's one here, and there's ones here where it's just some little pieces, but it seems like they're in the process of trying to reverse engineer and build additional ones.
I immediately notify both Azov and Rolo.
Can we tell if, like, they may just be... Are there any notes or engineering schematics that we can see? Like, are they just that far in rebuilding it physically, or do they actually have the inner workings of like the magic stone stuff figured out too?
Over here seems to be like a little workshop that you could peek in. When you do, but so just at like first glance, it's what you see. You see the full complete one that got away from you on the mountain. You see like a half built, and then like one that's like, you know, just a little fin or something that's coming together. And if you were to peek into this like little work, like you would see, like it seems to be like that's the hub of the construction at least. You'd know, like, peek in there. That looks interesting. You would see inside. There is. I'll give you her image here. There is a particularly, there you go, smart looking GIF in there that is, you know, there are schematics. She seems to have notes of her own. You see several crystals scattered around in, like, crystals and other kind of like gem formations scattered around in the workshop. So it seems like this is, someone mentioned, Bora mentioned he probably has his best engineer on this. And as people are going in and out, you hear them address this particular engineer. You hear them call her Sarala is her name. And she seems to be the head engineer on this project. People are coming in and asking her questions like, hey, how long do we need the one plank? How long the blah, 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 you know? Should I nail this way? Should we cut it this way? You know, people are asking her some technical questions.
Does it look at all like she's making any groundwork into the magic side of things, or is she strictly physical engineer?
Tell you what, you're gonna pause for a moment, kind of observe, try to see what you can, like, take a moment to gather. Okay. Roll me a perception check first, and then you both can. Actually, I'm guessing, is one of you like kind of looking in and the other's kind of keeping an eye on the roof? Or are you just kind of both peeking in?
We don't know because we're invisible.
Okay. Fair.
We don't necessarily need to watch the roof as much. I mean, I know 8-9 wants to know if they've cracked the magic code. So he's...
Yeah. Because it's one thing
that.
to have like a structure. It's a whole other thing to, hey, we rebuilt the entire fucking thing.
Yeah, because if they rebuild the structure but they have no idea how the magic works, 8-9's kind of be like, congrats, you built a boat on a roof.
Yes.
So from a 10, you're not entirely sure. But as you're both kind of like leaning in, after a moment, maybe you, let's see, Henry, with your perception, what am I going to say? Because it's like you both don't necessarily understand how it works either, right? So 8-9, you don't see too much. Henry, you with your kind of like thieves eye, you kind of maybe can make out a little more of the chicken scratch and markings. It seems like there's a whole lot of like big crossed out, like wrong, not this, try again kind of stuff on a lot of the notes.
And when I wish I took that feat where I had a photographic memory.
And then
right?
with your 15, Henry, you might also, like, because you guys are at least communicating and know where each other are. With your 15, you'll sense someone approaching and maybe give like 8-9 an invisible tap to like move so you're not blocking the door. Mm-hmm. Because one little individual is going to march up through the doorway and just kind of rap on the side of it.
Oh my God.
A little mouse soldier.
Is he that size compared to her?
Yes.
Oh my God.
A little mouse soldier is going to walk up, just rap on the side of the door and just, hey, boss, how's it going? Any luck cracking that code? And, she's going to, I'm trying, Scotch, but it's, yes, Scotch. I knew Sid would like that. I'm trying, Scotch. The physical part's easy. We can have these all replicated within the next 2 to 3 weeks easily, but what they did with these crystals, it's unheard of. You understand, if my calculations are correct, they are magnifying spells by a factor of 50. Do you realize the destruction that these things can bring?
That's close.
I don't even know if Ganrek knows what he got his hands on. And then the little mouse is just, hey, sure, the big guy knows what he's doing, okay? Put his best engineer in charge. He put his bravest soldier in charge of second floor security, so, And then they'll just kind of talk back a little bit more. There's nothing like more to glean after that. It just kind of turns into small talk.
Okay.
Well, that's good to know. You said there's like tons of workers like running around up here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely people going back and forth.
Do any of them, like, are there any wayward blueprints, schematics, anything like that, just like laying around?
There are definitely people like holding it up, looking kind of like foreman type folks doing that. And they don't hold on to it forever. At some point, they will set it down.
Cause I got a plus 14 to sleight of hand, y'all,
And you're invisible.
One,
I was gonna say, if you could like steal some notes,
I could steal some notes.
I don't know.
Or like if there's a board or something, and then just like write in some extra stuff.
That's what I was thinking too. But if she's got like the mother print, then that's not going to matter much. But if we can take a copy of something to at least adequately relay what we see through the sending stones to the people back home, that might be.
Like, best case scenario, the way this is going to work is on the day, we're going to get up here fighting probably a bunch of dudes. We got to race onto the ship. We got to take command of the ship. We got to turn it around. We got to blow up this thing right away.
Yes.
To stop whatever they're building. But if they have notes of how to build it, they can build it again. So we need to stop them from knowing things, which means taking her out at some point, but also any written notes they have.
That being said, I don't think we should do anything right now, because if stuff starts missing now, then they're going to be like, what the fuck is happening? And then maybe they'll start like putting shit in vaults.
Maybe.
Fine!
I would take some notes.
I mean, we can write notes down.
Yeah.
We can take like a couple minutes to replicate.
Yeah.
You guys are running out of time, so
yeah,
be mindful of that.
We could probably jump off this roof.
We can.
With Featherfall.
You can.
If you land somewhere that won't be spotted, yeah.
Yeah.
Because once you Featherfall, you won't be
invisible
anymore.
Technically, Henry can still be invisible, just 8-9 won't be.
I did it.
But don't you have to see her in order to cast it on her?
Good question.
Oh, no. Okay, well, we're replicating notes.
Yeah.
I want to give us 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably get about 10 before you need to get.
Nope.
Are you serious?
Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. That's it.
Dang.
There's no.
I
don't even have to. As long as you're within range.
Okay, don't fall.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna try to do our absolute best replicating some notes.
Do what kind of? I want to say performance, but that really doesn't feel that right for copying notes.
I think it's an intelligence based. Either investigation or arcana or something like that.
I mean, if we're just copying things, I don't think we need to roll for it. It's just going to eat our time, right? Because we're not actively thinking. We're just writing.
I guess it would roll how much you get.
We could do that.
That's
what I'm trying to figure out. Let's do it. Tell you what, roll me a D100.
I'll do it. It's your mistake trusting me with the D100.
Oof.
Told you.
All right, you're able to get down.
It's a beautiful the.
Yeah, the real big fancy T. I'd say Artem 8-9's able to scribble down roughly a quarter. Going rather quickly, so it's sloppy, but roughly a quarter of one of the blueprints up here, of one of the ship schematics. I'll let you choose which quarter it is, but you can get roughly a quarter.
The bottom half, the bottom quarter.
Oh, that's not like a shared thing, though? Like, that's just him, or is that us working together?
Are you writing together?
I mean, we certainly can.
I mean, on the same piece of paper?
Not on the same piece of paper.
No, but if we, did separate, we could piece it together.
And kind of piece together. Okay, then Sid, you roll me run, too.
Watch Sid get 75, and it's like, wow, 8-9 just writes slow as shit.
68.
I thought it said 86 for a
I
second.
did too. Okay. You are able to get, if you piece it together, Henry just moved faster with her thieves can't note taken, I guess. You're able to get most pieces together. Now, again, remember, because they're reverse engineering, like, you can definitely depend on the physical part of it. You know everything for the physical blueprints, right? The magic-y part, they still don't have too much of that figured out themselves.
We at least have a hint as to what they're leaning towards and what we can report back home.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at this point, kind of like and I was joking about, you know how to build 92% of a boat, of a really nice boat, that seems to have some magical conduits that you don't quite know how they work.
Okay.
I like that. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Do we have enough time to actually walk down, or do we have to feather fall?
No, you
off?
got to eat.
Okay. Towards the cliff edge, then.
All right.
Let's go into the water.
I mean, it's probably a better idea.
Probably the best. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you went like kind of this direction, then you could come up at the docks, go right down Merchant's Row. Richard, were you starting to ask something? It sounded like you were.
Nope.
Oh, sorry. I thought
I
I
was
heard
clearing my throat
before. Okay. Well, eventually, everybody is going to make their way to Merchant's Row.
And Henry and 8-9 just soaking wet because they had to bail into the fucking ocean.
And eventually, everyone has made it to Merchant's Row. I don't know why I'm bothering to move your tokens like that. It doesn't really matter. And Bora will also join you guys there. We'll wrap up here in a moment, y'all. But are you specifically meeting at the Flint's place? Was that the spot?
I think
that you
that's
chose?
what we
I think so, yeah.
Cool. Cool. As you go inside, you're greeted by a friendly-looking Urchinasi.
Oh.
How friendly.
Quite. He'll like kind of lean over his little table there and just, oh, look at this! Some new faces to my shop. I've not seen any of you around here before. Actually, if Bora is going to go in with you, she would need to be disguised. I'll leave that up to you
disguise
guys.
kit.
Okay. If you want to disguise Bora as just a different looking Gith, I accept that.
Yep, we'll do.
Can
Add some
you
more
roll me?
tattoos or
Give
something.
like a big Zuko scar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me the what kind of roll would be a disguise deception, right?
I think we've done performance in the past.
Have we done performance? I think, yeah.
I don't know why it would be performance, but
But if you have a disguise kit, Sid, add your proficiency to it too.
Okay. Still not great, but that's all right. Here we go.
And remember, unless someone knew Bora previously, it's not even going to matter.
Oh, that was almost
15.
2 again.
We can just, I'm gonna just write it down.
Like we play with some different colors of eyeshadow, make those eyes look a little poppy. Like maybe some new tattoos on her. Yeah, scars, the weeks.
Cool. Yeah, so again, it's only going to matter if someone knew her previously. And I've written down the 15 is like, that's the quality of your disguise work, unless you decide to change up the look later. Well, hello, welcome into the shop. These are some new faces I have not met before. Whom do I have the pleasure of welcoming to the famous Flints today?
yes, hello. It seems several of us just came from the swimming hole, and Azov's looking at the both of you like, why are you soaking wet?
Dripping. It's just dripping.
They got anxious and jumped in with all of their clothes and armor on, so, but...
Well, we can't have people dripping all over the floor inside Flint's now. How about a little free sample, huh? And he's gonna reach into like a little compact thing of scrolls, pull 2 of them out, unfurl them real quick, and he's gonna mutter some Urchinazis, blah, 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 and press the digitation out of the scroll. And Henry is dry, and he's gonna blah, 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 another out of the other one, and 8-9 is dry.
Thanks.
Yes, first one is free.
Appreciate that.
You know how it goes after that. Now, formerly wet ones, what are your names?
You're the bestie.
7.
You can call me Rolo.
Nice.
He's already given his real name elsewhere in the city. He doesn't
Yeah.
care about.
It is very nice to meet all of you. What brings you into the city, and more importantly, Flint's famous establishment today?
Well, it ain't your water, let me tell you that, because, well, I hear Flint's water ain't no good. But in any case, I was just here, that's what I was doing out here to get a mighty fine alcoholic beverage. How about ale?
Yes, I can absolutely make that work. And he'll like motion over for one of his people over at the bar section to start pouring on one of those for you. Can I get anybody anything else? And would you like to have a seat?
That would be excellent, yes. We just are from out of town. We're a group of, I guess, mercenaries for hire. We go by the C Team.
And what does that stand for? Or is this like ocean, like you, Triton?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's good. I mean, yes, that is why we are called the C Team.
We are aquatic people.
As true and blue as the ocean itself.
There's an immediate flashback to 8-9 and Henry landing in the water, and Henry not knowing how to fucking swim.
Why do you think they were so wet?
So we had
In
to
a
carry
dress,
her
no
all
less.
the way there?
In a dress, no less.
It's a good thing 8-9 doesn't need to breathe.
Hold me up!
So 8-9 was Henry's flotation device.
I'm so sorry.
Happy to welcome out-of-towners to my shop. Many come in for the tournaments, so a lot of new customers for Flint, you know. Anyway, you all have a seat, get comfortable. Anything else, you let Flint know what you need, because Flint has anything you might need, okay? Okay.
Okay.
I like him.
Flint's?
You know, I've heard that Earth Genasi tend to be dicks, but this guy's all right.
You've heard that they were dead. I don't think I've heard that.
Yeah, real sticks in the mud.
Huh.
Real contrarian types.
Yeah. Oh, I'm soldier. I don't care.
So what did you two find today? Whisper, 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 whisper.
How did the infiltration or the sightseeing go, rather?
I got a job that could either be very useful to you or not useful at all, depending on where I'm stationed.
Those are the only options, so
Yeah.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
cool.
That's all I got to say.
I got a job that may not be plot relevant. Yeah, no, it's either gonna help or hurt, I guess.
That's something. I learned that the Emperor likes to make the rounds. If there's a new exhibit happening at the zoo, it might be worth checking out for us tourist sightseers. As well as I met a very interesting woman in the baths.
We don't need to hear that. We don't need those details.
She had a snake wrapped around her hand.
I didn't think you were into that kind of thing, but all right.
Well,
In
I
public?
don't know. Yeah. They said you could bring your pets into the water.
I think he means a real snake.
Oh, like an actual snake.
Yeah, it was a snake. That's what I said.
I was.
Not what he said.
Well,
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't what I thought it was happening in public, so that's great.
She
That's
seemed
good.
important, though, and very forward, so. Might be an angle there. A couple angles. Depending.
Hold on, go back one. She was very forward. You seemed disappointed when you said that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, something didn't feel right about it. Maybe it was the snake that was, leering at me the entire time.
I know what it was. It was, you were missing the challenge, the seduction, the the tension. It just wasn't there because you just handed it free.
Nah, I think it was the snake. I think the snake really kind of threw me off.
This snake, as of it was white.
Albino, yes.
Hmm. Then you did meet Vanilla.
Yeah, that's what she said her name was.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Is that a problem?
A well-known, not a problem, just is an interesting figure for sure. She's another prominent member of the army. Not lieutenant level, but close to it. To be honest, if Rook Burns did get demoted, I wouldn't be surprised if she was someone to be given his title instead. She's a bit of a, I guess you could say, an active poisoner. Decided to take a little bit of a break from her army duties and, frankly, clean up at the tournament some months ago.
Yes, she seemed to imply that she was quite proficient in the ways of hurting people.
I wouldn't think bringing another creature into the tournament would have been allowed, but I suppose when you're in her position it is. And those snakes are, yeah, it's not a pretty sight, the way she can use them in battle.
Y'all were gonna get fucked over by some snakes.
That's what I learned. How about you? Did you see any interesting sights?
They're building boats on the roof.
Yep.
How many do they have?
Half of another and just basically pieces of a third.
Nothing. Like right now, they're literally just boats on the roof. But they're kind of figuring out how the magic system works.
I get the feeling she knows what it's supposed to do, but she
Just
doesn't
can't
quite
get
know how
there.
to replicate it yet.
Okay. How guarded was it?
There's a lot of people up there. If not guards, engineers and builders and...
In addition to it, there was a mouse folk. So who knows how many of them are hiding around the castle itself.
He
And they're
did
very
s-
small.
He did say he was in charge of the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
Security, at least.
Well, he didn't do a very good job, given that he didn't sniff you out.
Yeah, apparently. I will say, I think we're gonna have to burn that roof. They've got documents and all sorts of things. Even if we take the airship, they could probably rebuild it.
So...
Bora
we're-
will lean forward. I will say I would be personally in favor of destroying the whole thing. That would certainly leave the impact I'm trying to leave behind.
The whole entire castle?
Well, blowing up a castle is something different. But burning all the ships in a very public way, I'd vote for it.
Okay.
Once we're in the ship, we can turn the guns around, but getting to the ship is the hard part. We're able to find a good way to get us inside.
No.
We did get the guard schedules at least, and we know when it's lightest.
And it sounds like Rollo might be pulled into that schedule.
So that's a possibility, but we didn't have enough time to scope out any secret passages or anything like that.
Need some potions or something to help. I mean, if we could just go straight to the roof.
Nona's gonna chime in. Actually, you mentioned the guns. I know they're powerful. Like, I wonder if we could just rig one of the boats to just, like it'll take care of itself,
I was thinking, big enough fireball that's magnified by what those things could do. I mean, that whole roof is gonna go up.
Then we have to take care of the engineer, too.
Oh yeah, we gotta kill her.
Or take her hostage. But more likely, probably kill her. And she was like the primary engineer that we're aware of, right? She was the only one up there that knew what was up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to give you guys a little bit of a cliffhanger, and you can like mull over your attack plans offline. Figure it out. You got a good amount of info here. So as you guys are having all this discussion, you'll suddenly hear Flint's voice cut in again. Just look at this celebrity in my establishment. How wonderful! And there will be an older gentleman will walk inside. You have not necessarily seen this face before, but if someone wants to roll a history, you can. And if not, like, Bora knows who this is.
Hey, roll it every time because it's funny.
Contingent to this area, or would
to this continent.
Okay, then I wouldn't know.
I got no fucking idea.
It's very Joe Biden. Can we talk about that?
Bora just leans forward. Oh, wow. You guys wouldn't know since you're from I forget what I named the other side of the continent. Here, I'll go to the big map real quick for this because it'll be easier to demonstrate.
No idea.
All right. Okay, so you guys are from Pentaclea, which is the western nation here. You're currently in the eastern one. This is where the Emperor reigns from. And this individual who just walked in, Bora will explain, his name is Theodore Thatch. He is the mayor of Secunda, and he is like the de facto leader of the S1 Menorah. He is the basically puppet leader of the puppet state that is this other nation that the Emperor basically still controls. He has these two territories.
Damn, and here he is just walking into this bar.
Yeah. As you hear Flint walk over, he's just like, somebody's excited to see the fights, I take it. And Theodore, I'm real excited. It's gonna be a good one. Where'd it go? And Bora's gonna kind of lean. Well, wait, if he's here, then his bodyguard really ought to be here. Oh, there he is. Because walking in behind this older individual is somebody you would all recognize, and that is this individual who you all met once upon a time, Sir Hatham Gendor, the Ash Knight, who is a bodyguard to this individual, and as you learned last time you saw him,
More to the queen.
he is. He's the queen's secret lover, and apparently the father of that redhead girl. And they have just walked into the establishment as well.
So we should probably all get the fuck out of here, huh? We should probably fucking leave, because he knows us.
Pass without trace.
So he knows us.
If you just want to yeet right out of there, I'll give it to you guys, because that is who walks in.
We're not going to stay and get found out.
No, especially no.
All right. You yeet yourselves out of there, and you can figure out your next move. Make your next move next week.
I think Rollo will say, like, oh, you recognize this guy? I'm going to stay in and, just in case there's anything else to learn from this situation, he's going to stick behind while you guys eat out. He's like, I'll catch up with you later.
That's cool.
I keep it's so...
Actually, the doctor could, too.
That you weren't here.
Yeah, so I think the doctor and I will stay put while you guys eat out.
Yeah. Okay. We'll pick up with post-yeet next week.
All right.
That Rizz.
Skibidi. Good night,
Stay
stream.
easy.
Bye, stream.
Have to ask the kid what his perception of Skibidi is.